Welcome back, everybody, to Crush Improv Plays Dungeons and Dragons. Back after 6 years of hiatus. It's been a long road, but here we are. It is now the summer of 2032. I hope everyone has aged well. I am Andrew, joined by Al, Brooke, Jordan, and Dan. Christine hopefully will be joining us shortly. How's everybody doing? It's been forever. It's been like a month?
At least.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I am fine, thank you.
Excellent. When last we were gathered, you guys had your big encounter with Grazit. It finally resolved.
Did it resolve?
Something happened.
I don't know about the word resolve, but it certainly ended.
And you found yourselves in your fancy ship, the Wyvern, sailing back towards in a direction of Saltmarsh. And indeed, some time passes. And it is closing in on mid to late December when suddenly Denise St. Clair up in the crow's nest calls out, "Land ho!" And indeed, you spot the familiar port of Saltmarsh in the distance. Your journey has finally come to an end after long travels eastward.
How long were we away?
I think you left near the end of... No, you were left beginning of November, I think. Mm-hmm. Maybe even the end of October.
Okay.
And it is currently?
It is the third week of December.
Wow. So
weeks away.
Is there a Christmas equivalent? Like, are things festive in Saltmarsh now?
Definitely they are.
What's going on? What's it called?
It is called the celebration of
He's making it up.
snow flurries.
Celebration of snow flurries. All right.
Yeah.
I guess there's like a lake effect kind of thing happening.
Yeah, very much. That is exactly what is happening. It is, the not a whole lot different around town. There is a brisk trade. Lots of boats are coming in and out. You can tell in the distance that this is busier than usual. That would be Galanda's guess, that there's something happening to inspire all this trade. And one thing you recall from when you had left, you recall that the king of Q-Land was actually coming into town. He was some distance away. He was doing kind of a whistle-stop tour, or the proto-medieval equivalent thereof, towards Saltmarsh, and that it would probably be months before he got here. So your suspicion is that perhaps he is on his way and getting closer.
What's his reputation, the king of Q-Land?
He's formerly a ranger, so he is not upper class. He is not nobility. He took the throne by essentially participating in the Great War of Greyhawk. This was a multi-year affair that pitched several countries against each other, and he was part of an alliance of countries that managed to fend off various demonic-inspired forces to the north, and came out somewhat unscathed. So he's got a good reputation as a good war leader, which means, of course, in peacetime, he's kind of at a loss as to what
classic
he should
Winston
be doing.
Churchill.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh?
So he's known for wanting to get his hands dirty, for getting out there on the road and seeing his people. He's not a politician by any stretch. And that is something that definitely Jorjandron would know of him. King Scoti is his name.
Oh, yes, King Scoti.
Kimbertos Scoti.
Kimbertos Scoti. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So as the Wyvern slowly wends its way towards Saltmarsh, is there anything your characters would like to do?
I think Nim might need to ask around if she'll ever even be able to find a crystal ball worth 1,000 gold pieces, so whether or not she should even learn to scry. because she was able to read a lot on the boat about scrying, and she's like, "Ooh, this is definitely a spell that I could learn, but should I, if I don't think it's within our group's finances, to buy $1,000 crystal ball?"
Well, you do recall that Saltmarsh is the proud owner, proud to some, ostentatiously, I don't know what the opposite of revered is, but maybe embarrassed by others, proud owner of the Temple of Bokop, which is a gaudy, magic wizard-focused institution that is here over the last dozen or so years and has developed something of a following. You've been there a couple of times to talk about new spells, try and track down some information, and if anybody in these parts could help you find a crystal ball, it's probably them.
Okay, so maybe she'll hold off on officially learning that until she even sees if that's a valid choice, because if she can't carry around a crystal ball, she can't scry.
Fair enough. Just to catch our viewers up, the party has gained a level. So everybody is now 8th level, except for Nim, who is now 9th level. And of course, that means access to 5th level spells, one of which is the exciting scrying spell, which is what that was all about.
She's also going to learn Rary's telepathic bond, because she is tired of having to try to message each other through walls one way and throw her bat with a note attached to its foot. So she has now learned a ritual that she can do that lasts a whole hour, and our whole group can telepathically communicate for that hour, regardless of where we are.
That is
so we can all
great.
So if we are, and that's a divination spell. So so that's going to be really helpful for if we do split up, we'll just always be able to communicate. And I just need pieces of eggshell from 2 different kinds of creatures as my component. So at this point now, she'll start to gather eggshells every time she sees them.
Chicken, got it. What's the other one?
Yeah.
Cool. That is really interesting. And there's no distance limit to that spell?
You have to make sure that you do it when you're all within 30 feet, but then the communication is possible over any distance, though it can't extend to other planes of existence.
Fascinating. I'm sure that will come in as super handy.
I think that'll be fun.
So in terms of things, as the ship winds its way into port, you have a couple of things on your list that you may or may not remember, because you've been pretty Grazit focused for the last, dozen or so sessions. So I'm wondering if we want to spend a minute or two just recapping what those things, those little plot nuggets are.
Yes, please.
I thought you might. So I don't know if anybody wants to make a flow chart, or I almost see Jordan as grabbing his whiteboard, but I didn't want to speak for him.
I can.
Yeah, please do, Jordan. Please, please, please.
Well, the one thing that may be directly interesting to you is that Lyra Tolliver was here in Saltmarsh when you left, and she was also over at the island of Cyber. So there's maybe something you want to follow up on.
Yeah.
You also scored a whole crate worth of platinum bullion, which is probably burning a hole in your pocket. It's obviously not coins. It's literally pigs of platinum, raw platinum. So might be interested to do something with that. There was the whole matter of where you got your charms from. They were given to you at a dinner party here in Saltmarsh.
Who gave them to us again?
That was Audrey Lilybrook, the owner of the Lilybrook Orphanage. She said that they were created by the children there for their heroes to help them on their way.
I don't think we're done with Grazit.
No, we're not. We know.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know, but
Now we do.
now we know.
Listen, you're as done as you want to be. That's really all it comes down to. Then there was also the issue of the lizard folk. You had 2 whole adventures about the lizard folk and their tribulations with Saltmarsh. They were interested in buying weapons, and then you wanted to know if they were on the up and up, and you went and saw them in their house, in where they lived, and you came back with a favorable impression and introduced them to the town council, and the town was going to sell them the weapons they thought they needed to protect themselves against the Sauhaugen, which had chase them out of their former residence. And they seem to indicate that the Sahaugen are a threat to the entire coast, including Saltmarsh. So that is certainly a dangling plot thread. And finally, there was Nicholas the Gnome, who had arrived with you on that riverboat tour. And he has this crazy black powder that he's been trying to get an audience for to show.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now. What riverboat tour?
Remember even getting down to... I think Al can fill us in on this one.
Yeah, Nicholas was with us. He was, on his way to a World's Fair type of exhibition, something with his shiny black powder. I seem to remember stealing a decent quantity of it. I'll have to check the bag of holding. Maybe it's in there. I don't even know anymore. If I use it up for something.
All I heard was an explosion. Something.
I don't know. The fun. The fun was in stealing it. I mean,
yes,
using it. I don't remember.
Nicholas is.
You think I'd remember using black powder though?
You would. Sorry, what was that, Dan?
Nicholas is still in Saltmarsh.
The last you knew when you left, he was still there. And anytime you were in front of town council talking to them about the lizard folk, he was sort of waiting in line for his audience, and it never came.
And he's always trying to sell the black powder.
What he had told Norman was that he wants to have a demonstration of what it can do so that he could possibly engage in trade with it.
Is this gunpowder?
Well, the term gunpowder is maybe a bit revolutionary around here, but you maybe don't even know what it does.
Okay.
I think as players, you maybe know what it does.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's giving this guy the time of day because he says, hey, I've got this powder. It can generate a marvelous explosive charge. And they're like, yeah, right. I mean, Wizard got Fireball. We'll just use that. Thanks very much. So.
And we all know how gnomes can be.
Exactly.
I'm tough now, Dan.
Yeah.
You better watch out.
Can you review that stuff? What people have done?
I was just about to suggest.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. Sorry, can I just talk to Tergar?
Sure.
A second. Brother, Gnorman's a gnome.
Yes, I'm more.
Oh, okay. I thought you didn't know.
Oh, yeah, no. Just.
Oh,
I mean, I'm just being blunt.
Okay. Good. We're good.
And you take your quarterstaff and give me a good whack in the shin.
Yeah, well, he's tough.
I've done that a couple times in these last few adventures.
Yeah, I feel like you have.
I've been.
So, which one of these was our main mission? Because I thought the lizard one was the side mission, and I don't really have a vivid recollection of the gnome guy. I remember the lizards for sure. What was that first one again? Was there
Lady Tolliver, which would be tied into all of this. But that was more me initially with Norman in tow, where we went and spoke with her on the island, and then I saw her again. We all saw her in the cottage.
Oh, and that's where we got Yellow Bells.
That's right, where we got Yellow Bells. That's right.
That's right. Now currently Yellow Dust.
I wish I did get my whiteboard out. So we have lizards.
We have lizards. We have Lady Tolliver following up with her. We have Audrey Lilybrook, who gave us the charm bracelets and runs the orphanage. And then this Nicholas the Gnome.
Oh, there's not another one?
I have 5 things here.
There's also a crate load of platinum bullion.
Yeah, the platinum bullion, yeah. We need to figure out what we're doing with, I guess.
If you want a full recounting, there is also the matter of some dead, blood-drained bodies that had been misidentified as
That's
cut
one
in
of
half.
our favorites.
So that was a thing when you left, whether it's still...
There was also Jojo's thriving fishery business.
Yes, indeed.
Catching
always
fish
a chance to come back to that.
But then buying them.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you care about the bridge that makes elves sick, but that is also a thing that was on your mind.
And there was also that creepy captain dude. that we thought maybe was behind. There was an imp that was following us and stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought we solved the bridge that makes elves sick.
We learned that your dad threw a girl off of it, and then she cursed all elves, we think?
Right, but we didn't fix it.
No, we haven't fixed it, but we've learned the origins.
Right.
Correct.
Well, that should be easy enough to fix.
Yeah.
We just have to throw another person off the bridge who will curse it in a different way.
It
Yeah.
was.
I think
what
that
was the
worked totally.
name?
So, in terms of where to start for this evening, the very first thing should be rolling for new hit points, because you all have gained a level. And that's always a fun thing to do live. It's a very exciting time. And then you can also go through what you have chosen for your level up, because most of you have gained 8th level, which means you make choices about whether you take attribute increases or feats. And Nim gained 9th level, which means she gets just a boring 5th level spell. 2, excuse me. So who wants to go first? And I will give you your choices.
I'll go
I wanna
first.
go first.
Al goes first.
Al goes first. All right,
Mustaches always go first.
definitely.
So
Your-
what's the roll for new hit points?
For new hit points, as a monk, you normally would roll an 8-sided die, or you can choose the high average. So you can say, I'm just going to take 5 hit points, as if you rolled and got a 5. But you can roll and maybe get more than 5, or more maybe likely get less than 5, because every time you do this, I believe you roll low.
Yeah, 100%. You are absolutely correct. Every time I've done it, I have rolled less than the high average. So
That's right.
the odds are in my favor. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Roll in public. Blah, blah.
What was
Well,
it? An 8.
8.
Nicely done.
congratulations, sir. And tell us about the feat that you chose for your 8th level, your 8th character level.
So I chose the feat of being tough. Instead of adding any points to any attributes, now I am tough, which means that I have gained a maximum hit points of twice my level. And for following level ups, it's +2 extras on top of everything else. So this is only going to further encourage me to do reckless things, because now I know I'll probably survive it.
Yes.
So sorry, not sorry.
All right. So what that means is it's going to be complicated to track your hit points, because immediately you get, in addition to the 8 you just rolled, you get 16. So this character level, you just gained a whopping 24 additional hit points. And that goes into your max hit point.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very tough. Now I'm tough.
So that means you have 66 hit points. I think.
Correct.
You just completely changed the entire calculus of all of our missions going forward.
Yeah, you are now the tank. You're going to tank for us.
So,
Or run away or do whatever I feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a little weight room in the wyvern that you were going to the basement to and lifting, pumping each day?
This is a great question.
Protein powder?
I would like a small scene which shows us how Norman got to be so tough.
Well, I meditated intensely, and I visualized my muscle fibers like turning into like hard wooden vines, and my head like slowly filling with rock until I reached inner peace.
Right, the old man Worf
So now,
school of getting swole.
yeah, that is that is correct. It's equal parts not giving a fuck, and
That is
like, but also being physically tough. Yeah.
I love it. Well, fantastic. So, congratulations. You now have lots of hit points. You now have as many as Galanda has at level 7. she's about to get more going up to level 8. So enjoy it while you can. Who would like to go next for hit point rolling?
I'll go.
Good stuff, Dan.
I will.
You're gonna
Do I roll here?
Well, you can gamble and roll die 8, or you can take the high average of 5.
I feel like I got burnt the last time too. And I'm low on hit points at only 57. But that only puts me up to 62.
Well, you would get your constitution bonus as well.
Which is, how does that work again?
For you, it is, well, first of all, importantly, for Al, it's 0, so we didn't do anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
For you, it is +2. So you would get, if you took the high average, you would get 7 more, because you get the 5 of the roll and an additional 2 for your +2 constitution.
I'll just roll, even though this is going to be bad.
Sure, it's going to be fine. Let's see it.
Oh, that's good. Well, 8.
You got one more?
There you go. Okay.
Excellent. So you rolled a 6.
See, sell yourself short, and good things happen.
Aim low, get high.
Is that another gnome rip, Tergar? There's a lot of real casual gnome racism going on in this.
And Andrew, how do I adjust my wild shape hit points again? What's that number based on? Or is that automatic? That was automatic. Looks like it
should be automatic.
Yeah, it is. It
should do it.
Okay.
Great.
And then for my extra thing.
Yes, what did you take as
I have taken the Feat of Warcaster, which gives me advantage on Constitution saving throws that I use to maintain my concentration on spells as well. It also gives me the opportunity to do opportunity attacks and use spells in those opportunity attacks if an individual breaks contact with me.
It's pretty snazzy stuff. I'm sure that will come in handy. Good stuff, Dan. So next, Nim or Jojandron, who's going to go?
Well, go ahead, Joe.
Very
Excellent.
stressful. Very stressful.
So I'm going to roll because
You're going to roll?
I take the high average. And what
For
the
you-
hell, huh?
For you,
You
it
had a
would be,
long weekend. I'm feeling energized. Let's go for it.
before you know your options, for you, it would be a 6 as your higher average, because you roll a 10-sided die as a fighter.
A 10-sided die.
Yes.
I'm going to roll a d10 then.
Okay, he's into the gambling. I love it.
Just because I'm feeling kind of fun, I'm going to do a forward roll.
Do it.
Okay.
And it's a
Oh.
2. So that gives me 66 hit points total, which is
Yes.
low, Norman?
Well, in fact, you get another 2 on top of that because you do have a +2 Constitution bonus. So
Okay, so
you get
see.
4 additional hit points.
How come it's not? How come it's not?
Where do you?
I don't think he
how come
deserves
it's
those
not?
extra 2 hit points.
Yeah.
How many do you have, Norman?
I have 66, so I think I should get your +2 if you can't figure out what to do with it.
I'm having trouble here, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm on your sheet too here. I think I am. Are you on the right sheet? Because remember I adjusted it for your
Yeah.
fighter?
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? Oh, wait, hold on a second.
You're on the old one.
No, I'm in the new one. I just can't edit it.
Should be able to. I think anybody should be able to edit it.
You only. I'm going to request edit access. That's the issue here.
Bring it on. I will grant it to
Just
you.
give me his 2 points. Just give them to me.
Okay. There it is. I will allow you to access. I am going to share.
Wow.
I think it may
I'm
be.
so grateful I can edit my own.
Isn't it great? You can edit your own character sheet now.
Thank you so much for setting it up for me.
You're welcome. And I think it's worth describing to all of our singles viewers what has become of Joe Jongeron in wake of the last episode. Where is he now in terms of his class, his aspirations?
So I mean, we can go right from the beginning and say I'm no longer a paladin. I don't have the...
Oh, yeah.
I still have faith in Alona, but she does not have faith in me. And so now I've just been downgraded to a pure fighter, like Chris Jericho or something like that. And all I can do is fight, and I have no guidance from above. But I've decided I'm going to try and win Alona back.
Okay.
Romantic comedy series of misadventures and miscommunications. Hopefully one day she will fall back in love with me and I can gain my paladin abilities back. For now, just fighting. I've gained some wisdom, some humility from chopping the head off my brother/best friend and sacrificing my faith to get his head.
You didn't do it. You didn't do it.
Well, it happened.
But he looked like you, but it wasn't actually you that did it.
Well, it was.
But you did sacrifice your relationship with Ilona to resurrect me.
Yes, I recapitated you as.
Yes, you recapitated me.
As
Grammar checks out.
Now,
yep.
I did in fact chop your head off.
I thought it was Grazit who did it in your form.
Okay, but you tell me, if it was my form, would it not be me?
I think your soul is what makes you you, and not the husk of tissue that your soul resides in that makes you
well,
you.
Either way, if I had listened to Nima and thrown that evil sword
Well,
away,
that's true.
it would have never have happened.
But as your brother, I don't hold that against you.
Well, water on the bridge anyway.
The bridge
Yes.
with the body?
That was cut in half, apparently. Yeah.
Did that cover all the ground you needed me to cover?
It certainly did. It certainly did. Well done. And I think your hit point total is now 68.
Yes, I was trying to edit it, but it wasn't working. So
and maybe
I refreshed the page and it's good now.
Fantastico. Which brings us to Brooke and Nimmeralian.
Now she only gets to roll a wee little D6.
A 6-sider, yeah.
And I have consistently just been taking 4, except for one time I saw I rolled and only got a 3. So I'm going to roll.
You're going to roll.
Do it.
Wow, love it.
You
Yeah,
got it.
do it.
Do
it. You got it.
Got it.
Oh, bam.
Heck yeah.
Boom.
Oh my goodness, gambling is fun.
Brooksy. Yes, everyone should gamble all the time on everything.
All the time with all of my life savings.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, I forgot a sad trombone for getting that 2 hit points for Joe John Tehran. So, oh damn! Why is this there? Sad? Is it sad? Do I have a sad trombone? I know I had a sad trombone. This is so sad that I can't find my sad trombone. There it is. Okay. So that brings us to Nim and her 5th level spells. Did you choose one, or are you going to still sort of be in contemplation on that?
Yeah. So that website you gave me was really cool. There were things there that I hadn't seen before. So I don't know if I can retcon or what, but there were some things that I was like, tongues? I want tongues. That's like such a cool divination spell that I didn't know existed. But anyway, that's another thing. I definitely am going for the telepathic bond because that's great. And if I can't find what I would need for scrying, which is like something worth 1,000 gold, which might be a bit much, I'll do legend lore, which is very much up her alley, where she can if she picks something that is legendary, she will then learn all the mythical lore about that, just as if she knew it. But it can be said in cool, like poetic-y ways at her rather than factual. But I'm gonna wait.
That sounds like a horrible spell for a DM to come up with. Cool legendary stuff.
I know, level 5, yeah. But no, I was impressed by tongues, because then you can touch a creature and then they'll have an ability to understand a spoken language, which I think is really classic her wanting to be able to
You're doing this one too?
Well, it's just a level 3 spell that I was like, I didn't even know existed. I don't know if I'm allowed to switch it out with something or not. And then there was Borrowed Knowledge, which
Oh.
was a level 2 spell, which was really
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
where if she burns up a book, she can choose a skill and be proficient at it for an hour, which is, again, so her. But I didn't know those even existed. So anyway, I can talk to the DM afterwards if I'm allowed to switch those out. If I'm not, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I also have. I'm switching out a cantrip, Andrew, but I'll mention that later because I completely forgot that I was going to do that.
It's
Cool.
a really 5e.tools is, I mean, it is literally exactly what I wanted to be able to have a drop down list because I hated
Mhm.
clicking on all the links and opening new tabs. This is like chef's kiss. So good.
It is a very, very good D&D website for 5e.
Yeah. Super appreciate it.
So, with that being done, the ship pulls up to the docks at Saltmarsh, and you see a number of stairs greeting you as the ship is tied up, and some sailors that are at the dock working help to tie your ship to the docks. And yeah, you're back. It's been so long, and now you're back.
To confirm, we're on the Wyvern now,
And you're on the Wyvern.
and the other guy's ship is no more. Or Grazit has it.
It didn't come back to, well, you don't see it here, is what I'm going to say. So
Well, no, we did learn from some people that like, oh, Grazit showed up with a whole bunch of people on a ship, and we're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, that was our old ship, or that was
that was the lazy Shebok, yes. Well, you don't see it tied up to these docks, and you're at Molak's shipwrights. This is where you had tied up before, where you've gone through several boats, I think. And yeah, your feet touch the ground back at Saltmarsh after a long, long voyage. And the moment they do, your hired crew looks at you and says, "Yeah, great. It's great that we've gone through all this. It's been great. Now, about that matter of payment." They look expectantly, like maybe they'd like to have their wages.
I thought we were already paying them.
Do we tell them we were going to pay them?
Yeah, I thought we literally already did some preemptive, like, monthly wages ahead of time.
Sorry, this is Mopey Dopey and
Yeah,
gang? Because the other
oh.
guys are dead, right?
Yes. Well, and you weren't responsible for paying them. These are the 6 sailors. Well, 5.
These
now.
are the ones we hired outside of the
Yeah.
Do
That's
they,
how much-
do they make voluntary RSB contributions as well?
Yeah, they
We did.
co-matched. Yeah, it was good. So you've been gone for 6 weeks, and they get hired out at, between a lot of them, about, let's say, 3 gold. So we're looking at probably a round total of around 200 gold pieces. We'll say that's even.
Can we
That'll-
give them? How many are left?
5 out of the 6.
So they need 1,000 gold.
No, 200 is in total. We'll
Okay,
sort
great.
them out.
I have 78, so I can give 50.
Give them an extra piece of gold.
Of gold?
I can chip in as well because that's what I do.
Yeah, I'll give it. How many did you give, Brooke?
I gave 50.
50? And we need 200?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give 50 as well.
I'll give 50 as well.
Christine's rich, by the way. Do you want to spend her money?
Yeah.
Yeah,
give-
wait. I'll give 40, and then she can give 60.
Yeah, I'll give 40 because I only have 100 gold left.
Yeah, I'll give 42.
I only have 38 gold left if I do this. So
I'll
yeah.
cover the tip.
Yeah, you get the tip.
Yep.
Excellent. It's
How much are you giving for a tip?
On 20 each.
Perfect.
Don't worry about
It
it.
is,
I got it.
I hate to say it, but it is a celebration of the snow flurries, and so we ought to give the tradition.
It is snow flurry bonus season.
Oh, look,
Yeah.
I haven't seen this town in eons. Look at this.
No,
That's
It's the-
nice.
the town.
Missed this place.
And they don't
So-
want to tell you the month club membership.
So
Alright.
you're down at the shipyard. Your boat, the Wyvern, has been tied up and is at dock. It is mid-afternoon, and a light snow is drifting across the waves and onto the shore. It doesn't accumulate. This is still quite temperate, but it's still December, so it's cold, and it's cold enough right now that there is a bit of a snow. People are bundled up in a way which suggests that they don't bundle up very often, and this whole snow thing can just come and go, please and thank you.
Should we
Well,
go
looks
and
like,
establish where we're going to stay again if we have access to that manor we were staying at?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you were basically walking back to the shipyard from the dock, and as you go, you see Molak, the half orc, who is the guild master of shipwrights and the prominent shipwright in Saltmarsh. He does all the repairs and builds new boats here. And you see him, and he sees you, and he gives you a loud, "Oh, you're back! You returned, and you've brought your boat. That will be 2 gold to tie up for the week, but very pleased to see you again."
We should play Glonda then. Oh, thanks. Here's 2 gold.
Well, speaking of, I see that Christine is joining us.
What? Oh, she got to hear my impression.
I missed it. Can I hear it again?
Yeah. Here's 2 gold. You just pay 2 gold to Morlock to dock our boat. Or sorry, dock your boat.
I don't know about you guys, but I sound so good.
So good. Wasn't it last time that he was like, "Hi guys"? So he's really doing the opposite.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
And you've also picked up a nasty smoking habit while
good for me. Good for me, yeah. Checks out. Sorry I'm late, guys.
It's a pleasure to see you, Christine.
Same to you.
And
I also wish to say that it's a pleasure to see you, Christine.
Same to you.
And a pleasure to hear you.
My microphone's working?
With your beautiful voice.
Oh my god.
You know what? I also want to say it's a pleasure to hear you with your beautiful voice, Christine.
Okay, I had a bad day, so this is really nice.
There you go. We love you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Can Christine do her stuff?
Absolutely. That will be putting her on the spot.
And honestly, Christine, we literally just all cycled through our rolls for HP, and so nothing has happened yet.
Okay, are we streaming?
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
So engage profanity filter.
Okay, will do. La 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 la.
So I don't know if you cast your mind back to the end of April when I sent you that email about Glonda gaining her 8th level.
I started writing down what I wanted.
Sweet.
But I just didn't know where to put it in the character sheet. So I figured we would have this moment together and I would figure it out then.
I love it.
Yeah.
Did you have any twats on what you wanted?
Yeah. So you had mentioned to me I can increase one of my attributes by 2 points, and then 2 of my attributes by 1 point each.
Well, it's an or.
Oh, it's an or.
Yeah, actually, I never. Yeah, I said their choices, but I didn't say or at the end of those.
Oh, so. Take one of these 3 choices.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I need to quickly converse.
Oh, she's getting advice from her agent. Either that, this has nothing to do with D&D.
Okay, sorry. I do tend to turn to my partner for level up advice.
Oh, nice.
We converse and we kind of make these decisions.
Nice. I like that Glonda is a group effort.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. I think I'm gonna do a +2 to my charisma.
Ooh, yeah, that would be good for you.
Yeah. So that's the one all the way on the left-hand side, right? So I'd be...
Yes.
Would I be like a 16 now?
You would be a 16 now, which would bump you from a +2 to a +3, which is pretty great for you. That has all sorts of follow-on bonuses.
Yeah, so I was wondering where that would... what else that would change here.
Well, it'll increase your spell attack bonus, your spell save DC. All that stuff's calculated automatically.
Oh, great.
Your charisma saving throw is going to go up. A lot of your skills, which depend on charisma, go up. So all sorts of good things come from that. Okay. Excellent choice.
Thank you so much. It was a group effort. He said excellent choice.
Woo!
Great. Okay, well then I don't need this anymore. With my other decisions.
What of the 7 feats will I choose? Yeah. And rather than have you hear everybody else's style and stuff, what we're just going to do is have you roll your hit points, and then I'll catch you. The catch up is that you've arrived at Saltmarsh with your boat, and
beautiful.
You've paid your crew and you've paid your docking fee, and you're just about to decide what to do with your lives next. But first, you have to make a big decision. as to whether you want to roll for your hit points or take the high average.
I think high average is my best bet for me. It's usually pretty good.
Well, we all rolled, Christine.
Oh, okay. So now I'm being pressured.
There's a little bit of peer pressure.
Oh,
there,
Jordan, now she'll roll badly. And
No, you do.
you'll
You.
feel-
No.
Because
No.
hold on. Everybody, let's
And I
Let's
should
think
say
about
that
this.
You do you.
I rolled an 8.
thanks, Al. You rolled an 8?
I rolled an 8. Nim rolled a 6, which is the highest she could roll.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, everybody crushed
And Joe
it.
John rolled a 2.
On
Oh.
its 10-sider, so not so
Oh, Joe John. Okay, so I would roll an 8, right?
good. You would roll an 8-sided die, that's right.
And so
And-
if I didn't roll, I would get a 5?
You would get a 5, correct?
Okay.
Have we told Galanda yet how many hit points Gnorman has now?
How many hit points do you have, Norman?
Have you? Wait, hold on. Just look at Gnorman. Do you notice anything different about his body?
He looks shielded.
He's jacked.
Yeah.
I'm a
Are you
little
jacked?
swole.
You're just a little buff guy?
I gained 24 hit points today.
A day? What's your
In
total?
one day.
Holy crap.
66.
Hey, now you're matching me.
Yeah,
Pre-roll.
but-
Pre-roll.
Pre-roll, exactly.
Yeah, my roll is
Yeah.
going to be either 5 or lower. Okay, I'll roll for fun.
You're going to roll it. I love it.
I've never rolled. Maybe I have
Whoa.
once, and it was bad.
And that's
Um,
never rolled again. See,
yeah.
long enough passes between level ups and you forget.
Hey, there you go.
you
Slightly
did
better.
well.
But I rolled that too.
Aw,
Stuff.
phew.
So with your constitution bonus of 4,
Yep.
you get another 10 hit points, keeping you well in the lead as the hit point leader with 76. Oh, which definitely deserves a sound effect. So, I mean, come on.
Shoot, I'm going to lower the volume because that's usually comes in
Yeah,
hot.
okay. Coming in hot with the sound effects. So, boat tied up, crew got paid, Moloch greeted you, and you paid the docking fees because it's your boat. Which, if you haven't deducted, is 2 gold pieces.
Okay, 2 gold is gone.
That's
Yes. Fast math. I also,
2
I
gold
need
is
a
gone,
new...
and certainly no more gold before you join the call got taken out of that to pay for some crew people.
entirely possible that may have happened, yeah.
Damn you all. I did not yet grab another spell, but I will take care of that at some point soon. But that's the one thing that I'm still needing to do.
Not a problem.
I think I did it last time we had leveled up. I'm pretty sure.
I think you did, yeah.
Okay.
I counted, and it looks like all your slots are accounted for, so yes, you just
Thank
need
you
to
so
choose.
much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate the backup.
So, Moloch takes a look at the wyvern and inspects it with a craftsman's eye, and you can see that he is eyeing the field repairs that you made to get here, and indeed, another week on the waves, and it might have been a near thing. But as it was, you managed to limp into port. It is the Festival of Snow Flurries. It is the 3rd week of December. A little bit of snow is drifting in off of the waves and slowly accumulating onto shore. People are dressed in a way that looks uncomfortable to them. They're not used to this kind of weather. This is temperate. And he looks over the boat and says, "Do you want this repaired?"
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that would be great. We've been on a heck of a journey, and honestly, I'd say saved a lot of lives. So just as being general heroes, I think it would be great for some help to repair this boat, that which served in the saving of many, many lives.
Saving our lives here in Saltmarsh?
Totally. Everybody was affected. Did you ever notice something was a little bit weird? There was like a demon running loose.
No.
Well, then nothing went bad enough for you to notice.
He looks around and he considers this and says, "I still think I have to charge some rates to fix this."
Not even like a hero discount. Look at my buddy Tergar over there. His neck's all weird. He got his head chopped off.
It looks like he got better.
Yeah, we all got better. Anyways, how much is this gonna be?
Let's have you roll your persuasion with your fancy new charisma bonus.
Well, and wait, there was a cool level 1 spell that I really wanted because, again, I didn't know it existed and I really like it and I really want to retcon that Nim knew it or learned it. It's called Distort Value.
Oh my, okay.
And it's like
excuse me.
Basically, you can cast this spell on an object and you can double the object's perceived value by adding flourishes or polish or reducing the value if you really want. And yeah, and at a higher level, if I cast it really high, you can make the large. I don't know if we can, like, if we did it with the coin, we could double a coin's value, or like, or if we're gonna barter, just as an idea. When it comes time to paying, I guess we can figure about it, and if the DM will even let me actually have it, because it's a level 1 spell.
I will totally let you have it. I'm super excited to see how you're going to swindle this guy with it. So.
Right. So we'll wait until it's payment time, because then that'll give us time to think about something that we can buy for cheap and then sell for twice as much, but it's not actually worth twice as much.
Cut to Nimeralian and Glonda going to a car dealership. Cut to Nimeralian and Glonda flipping a house.
Flipping houses. Oh,
the trail of broken bodies behind as their creditworthiness is destroyed.
I'm persuading on price, and you're just making
and I'm just
value
magicking
weird.
the shit out of it. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's a good sketch. All right, sweet. So anyway, cool. Thanks for the heads up. I can have it, but we'll worry about it when it comes time to payment then.
Sounds good. In the meantime, let's get a die 20 roll persuasion from Glonda to Malok. Pretty sure.
19.
19.
I rolled a 10 and I got a 19. Beautiful charisma.
Oh, I forgot. That's your expertise spell or skill, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. You are the persuading champion. So he casts his perusing eye over the boat. He gives a solid clonk at a few timbers, which are obviously loose. Says, "Well, because I like you, I can do it for 800 gold pieces."
Oh. So
100 gold pieces.
That's
Now, Loose Timbers was Tergar's stage name.
Wow, that's a hefty price for
800?
a bunch of adventurers who just saved the world.
Yeah. Save the world. Timber costs money, you know. It does not grow on trees.
How much this
Actually-
platinum? How much platinum do we actually have?
Well, as a result of a marvelous stone cunning check 14,000 sessions ago, I believe Glonda figured out that is, if you minted it, it would turn into 40,000 gold pieces worth of platinum coins. But
There we go.
you don't have the technology or supplies or knowledge to mint your own illicit platinum coins.
Are they in blocks? Bricks, platinum bricks? How much is one brick worth?
Well, each one weighs 25 pounds, and it's not really a trade good that you tend to broker. This is a case of selling it to the right person at the right time.
Can we buy more?
What's the platinum to gold ratio? Is it 10 to 1?
10 to 1, yeah. A platinum coin is worth 10 gold coins.
Let's buy more.
I've got 24 platinums.
Yeah, we all individually have a lot of platinum. I've got 20 platinum pieces because I'm pretty sure Norman stole 2 of mine.
I just have 14.
Why do I have so much platinum?
Because you're rich.
Well, let's haggle first. Let's get
Yeah,
to
let's do. I have like 100.
800.
I'll be right back.
Nim, do you want to do your thing?
Well, right now, you want me to fake how... What are we trying to sell?
Okay, I have 1 gem, which I think the value is 100 gold pieces. What if we talk it up that it's worth so much more? 400 gold pieces?
Oh my gosh.
I thought
Okay,
it could
let's
just
see
be
here.
double.
Yeah, I can only possibly double it.
Double
Let
or
me just
half the
confirm.
value.
Yeah. Anyone examine half?
Yeah, it's tough to.
Yeah, it just
half
says
the
double it.
value
And if I
of
do it at a higher
repairs.
level, it just means I can do a bigger thing. So I could only possibly maybe make it worth 200 if he doesn't intensely examine it.
I think you could also cast it at a higher level because it doesn't. The higher levels description doesn't go into detail for financial value, but it talks about like distorting the size of something by an additional foot per each slot. So if you cast it at a high enough level, you could probably make that gem look pretty damn valuable.
That's not how I interpreted it, but I'll allow your interpretation to be in my favor.
Okay. I mean, if you want to argue about it, I'm ready.
I don't, especially
Okay.
because your argument is in my favor.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you know I would like to argue this point. But, sweet. So we
So-
can try to make it a big old gem.
Okay, you want to try and do that?
Yep.
I could throw in. I think I still have that horn that blows bubbles. That I got conned into taking.
What are we trying to give stuff?
We're trying to again, I feel like this should be done at the end when we get our boat back because the spell only lasts an hour. So-
Okay.
no,
Oh,
wait.
so
do
let's
we-
agree to
do we-
800
it lasts
and then-
8 hours.
Do
Pardon
we
me.
pay
it
him
lasts-
first and then he does it, or do we say okay and then pay him at the end?
We
Oh,
are
you-
sitting around here, are we not? So like, if
We don't want to. Yeah,
You
we
won't be
don't want
sailing
to.
anyway.
I also, maybe we shouldn't try and mess with this guy.
Yeah,
We
I think this is
are-
more for like a passerby or something, not for someone who
Okay.
runs the town's shipyard.
All right. So you, Glonda, would know that typically this is a handshake kind of deal.
Yeah.
This is a personal honor kind of situation.
Yeah.
So he's offered, and your mariner's eye suggests that, yeah, he's giving you a bit of a deal. Maybe he's got some extra material lying around which he can use.
Sure.
But you think maybe normally this would cost around 1,300 gold pieces.
Oh,
1,300 and we're getting it at 8. Okay.
Yeah.
I can give, so I have 50, I'll throw in 50 platinum and I'll cover 500 gold. If maybe the rest of the gang can cover their other 300.
we gotta tell Glonda we did already use some of the money.
What money did you use and for what? And how much? And is it taken out of my thing already or am I?
Yeah, it's already taken out. 60
then
to
I
pay
don't
the
care.
crew.
Oh, that's fine.
How much did we use, Aaron?
60.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but listen.
We all chipped in 40. You chipped in 60.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. I'm not mad at you guys. We're friends. I love you guys. If I okay, how many? There's 4 of you guys. So if I pay for half of it, would you guys be willing to do 100 gold each? Could you? Is it possible?
I don't have 100 gold pieces.
Okay, no worries.
Nor do
You
I.
have
I have
10
30 gold.
I
Do you have 10 platinum pieces, Tergar?
I have platinum I can give, yeah. 10 platinum pieces would be
100
it's a-
gold.
It's a 10 to
gold.
1 ratio on
Okay, I
platinum,
can
yeah.
give 10 platinums.
Because then
Yeah, me too.
I could give 40 platinum,
I have no I'm the poorest of all of us for some reason.
which is you're supposed to be loaded.
Yeah,
okay,
I am.
I just gave you 10 platinum pieces.
I'm just really bad with my money, maybe.
Okay, so
I can
let's
do
some-
20. I can cover Nam.
Okay, so I'll give 20.
It's possible that Nim is holding on to Norman's money anyway.
No, I think I just have some of his stuff.
Okay.
Like how
I
much
have his
would
explorer pack.
wouldn't one brick of that platinum be enough to pay for the boat? And
Yeah,
then
but you
some?
can't like go to a hotel and pay someone with that brick. You gotta find a smelter. There's a lot of intermediate steps.
So, okay, the way that I see it, Norman is giving 20 platinum. Joe John said he would give 10 platinum. Tergar said he would give 10 platinum, and I'll give 40 platinum.
Okay.
And that should be 800 gold.
The math checks out to me.
Okay. So if this is a handshake now and pay later, then we'll pay later.
Okay.
But I wanted that note to be written out so we know.
Like in this economy, he would also happily take your money up front and maybe,
I want to see the job done because last time somebody tried to work on my boat, it was broken. So
True.
I'll pay when the job's done. So I'm going to shake his hand. I'm going to say,
Okay, it's a firm orcish handshake.
I'm going to say, thank you so much. I understand that you are giving me a good deal and I really appreciate it. And I always appreciate your work. we'll, maybe I'll give him a 10 platinum for now, and I'll say this is my down payment, and then I'll pay you the rest when this is done.
And he grunts in approval and says, this is good, and thank for saving the world in all this.
Thank you for noticing.
And he goes off to start barking orders to his employees, who then start scurrying around. And it looks like they're going to go and work on some other boat. Yours is probably in a queue somewhere, though. It's probably going to be worked on right away.
Okay, those 10 that I paid with were from my 40, so I've only taken 10 off of my thing, and we'll take the rest off after, unless everybody wants to just do it right now. I just doing some accounting, just some light accounting work. I just want to make sure the administrative stuff is all good, I's dotted, T's crossed, and so on.
That's marvelous. It's a staple of all Dungeons and Dragons games that there's a restaurant scene where everyone talks about how much food they ate.
Yeah.
So, you also expressed an interest in going back to make sure your house was still there, your stuff was still in the house, and indeed, you walk back through the town of Saltmarsh. It's getting into a bit later afternoon. You see a few faces that you recall having walked around, and they greet you in passing. Maybe some people you haven't seen these people for weeks, and they maybe thought you had left permanently, or maybe word had gotten around that you'd left to find your boat. So you might stop a few times to tell the story of your travels. Actually, I know who exactly you run into. You run into Jeb and Corco, who are at the foot of the Sawfin Bridge, casting away, and they see you approach. And
is this Jojo's fisherman friends?
His buddies.
Our fisherman's friends.
Fisherman's friends. Yeah.
And they give you a wave and a nod, and it seems to be the height of emotion from what you're used to.
I would like to go up and give these guys a hug if I may.
Okay, they're okay with it. They accept your hug.
It's like a guy's hug. It's not like a...
Yeah. Definitely some short, afterwards.
Exactly.
And Jeb, the talkative one, turns to you and says, all good?
Life is grand, Jeb. But I lost Alona.
Girl?
Yes.
Special. Corco nods. Women. Casts.
Well, it was nice catching up.
As you're turning away, he says, "Oh, Sir Jonderon. Another one while you were gone.
Another body?
Drained of blood down by the river edge.
Oh gosh.
Bad business.
Decapitated?
Nope, just no blood.
No blood. Was it recapitated?
No, the capitation was there.
Oh, jeez. Well, my crew has to decide whether we're going to investigate this or not, but is it still out there?
Nope. Town Watch came, picked it up.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll talk to my friends, and maybe I'll swing by and ask you some more questions later.
Gives you a tip of the hat.
Take it easy.
Good to see you, Joe Jonderon.
You guys
How long ago was this?
About 2 weeks ago. Corco whispers something to Jeb, and Jeb says, "Oh yeah, seems to be about every 2 weeks, it looks like."
Huh.
Think we might lock the door tonight, eh, Corco?
How often do full moons come here? Every 2 weeks?
He looks at you like you're an idiot.
Oh, that was supposed to be my quiet voice. You weren't supposed to hear that.
He tells the druid, the man of nature, that lunar cycles are every mostly 4 weeks, give or take. And then does a really awesome cast.
Hey Tergar, how many sunsets are there per day?
I was attempting a joke, and he misunderstood. I know how many sunsets there are. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
So one thing that hasn't changed at all in Salt Marsh is the Sawfin Bridge, which currently stands between you and the house that you've been staying in. At least stands in the way for some of you.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you, it's no problem at all. For others, more so.
What do we have to roll?
Yeah, you send me out for snacks all the time because I can just cross it. I'm kind of getting sick of that.
Sorry, this is the shark fin bridge. I've been calling it
shark
soft
fin.
fin. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for elves and half elves, you have to make me a Constitution saving throw. Half elves do it with advantage.
I saved. I got it on the
Yeah,
first
you
one.
did super well. And Joe Jondron can roll again. No, not a great roll for the old Brookster. Give another roll there, Jordan, and that's also not great. So
I have to add my Constitution, so I rolled a 2.
Yes.
And it is 2.
It is a 2
It is
total.
It's still total of 2. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know if Jojandron's ever failed this roll, but
Nim certainly has. I think she just
Yeah.
clenches her stomach and knows what's coming. She actively ate a little breakfast this morning to just know.
And
she vomits everywhere. It just sprays it. Goes over the bridge, dribbles down her chin, and she just kind of
no
wipes
shame.
it.
Yeah.
And doubles over in discomfort. And Petrie's kind of trying to lift her up a little bit. And she's like, get away. It's fine. It's fine.
And
I've certainly bought all the ginger ale and saltines in Salt Marsh. Just like all your nausea food. Your, what is it, rice, bananas.
It's possible that seeing this sets Joe Jondron off.
I got to admit, I thought you guys were all faking it. I was wrong.
Yeah. So yes, that's entertaining. But eventually, you get you recover your stomachs, or looking at the stomachs of others, and you get back to the mansion that you've been staying at, Anatolia's mansion.
Could we take a quick break here because we're
I think that is
halfway.
Excellent idea, because we're at 9:05. So why don't we do a 5-minute and come on back?
Super.
And we're back to a show that has nothing to do with baseball or anything at all.
No Field of Dreams here, Andrew.
No Field of Dreams. As you walk through the Field of Dreams to get back to your house.
I'm just saying. Just saying. Okay,
Yeah. Okay. Bring it.
that where's the ping thing? How can we ping again?
It's a little bell.
Yeah. So if that looks like it could have a baseball diamond in it. That's all I'm saying.
You work on that. Well, you have to give it an appropriate Dungeons and Dragons name. It'd be Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball.
Maybe.
I think there might be a trademark issue with that.
It could be. Are we just about to get copyrighted?
Le Breton Flats.
This is going to get taken down from YouTube now.
We've been banned. So you get back to your house. It is locked, but you do have the key. The staff being your servant Jenkins, is
Jenkins.
currently not there. He didn't know when you're going to be back, so he stops. But you had an arrangement with him to stop by and keep the place marginally clean and stocked. But when you get back, you can get back in touch with him, and he'll set you up. But suffice it to say, your place is there. All your stuff that you left here is still there. And I imagine you trundle back with backpacks in tow, and yeah, there's not even a sheen of dust in the house. And it looks like a very nice, alternative to being on a boat, which you have been for the last 6 to 8 weeks.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I would really like to see Lady Tolliver as soon as possible.
Is that Glonda talking?
Yes.
Sorry, guys. I would love to see Lady Tolliver.
Well, I'm just wondering if instead of just myself going, if we could all perhaps go, because I think she has some questions that she needs to
What
answer.
happened the last time you talked to Lady Tolliver?
Well, we were at her cottage on that weird, creepy island, and she gave us a bunch of things to help us defeat or keep Grazit contained. Instructions on how to keep Grazit contained, which turned out to be the instructions on how to free Grazit.
Right.
So
Okay.
it either wasn't her, or it was her, and she was under a spell, or she's just a bad player. And I don't think that's the case, but I'd like to find out.
Okay. I forgot to mention, in your track through town, you can't help but notice that an extra coat of paint has been put onto most buildings. Like, people have gone to some effort to gussy the place up. Buildings that had, roofs that needed some work have had the work done. There are now decorations hanging in honor of the festival of Christmas
We
flurries.
gotta fill Glonda in. She doesn't know what's going on here.
Oh, yes, good point. So would you like to fill her in?
Help.
The king is visiting soon. King Kairos Borgen Norgensen.
It's amazing how well you nailed that.
The Swedish chef.
So close, actually. That would be Scotty.
King Scotty.
Kimbertus Scotty.
Kimbertus Scotty. So, Andrew, are we to assume that is why the houses look a bit cleaner and the
Yes.
If
If you even mention word of the king, people will tell you about how much they've spent to get their house in order, and they've put in. The inns have cleaned themselves up. They have finer brews on tap in case the king should visit. He is known as a man of the people, so he will go to. He will go to places that are not the high-end places. Like, he wouldn't go to that restaurant which you like. I think it's the Silver Raven. The Silver Raven is where you've been. It's in the high end of town. You probably won't eat there. So, when last we were talking, Targar had expressed that he wanted to go see Lady Tolliver. Is there anything else anybody wanted to do? Or by the time you get there, it is probably around the order of 5 o'clock. The sun is beginning to crest towards the horizon, but it hasn't set yet.
5 in the morning or 5 in the afternoon? Sorry.
Afternoon.
Well, I'll go hang out in one of those taverns and see if King Scrody shows up.
You don't want to see if you can get another yellow bell?
I didn't. I don't know. I feel a little guilty about that.
Awesome.
How long has King Scrotum been king?
He does not appreciate that nickname. Yeah.
That's all I think of.
Why did you call him King Scrotum?
His name Scotty is his name. Skotti, which can be easily misconstrued.
As Scroty.
Yeah.
As Scrody.
Yeah. He's been king for the last 20 years.
Have we?
And we still
20.
can't get it right.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
He's hanging in there.
Oh, he dangles from time to time,
The
though.
voters haven't given him the sack just yet.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Keep it up.
Geez, royalty sure can be a kick in the balls.
Mere miles away.
I gotta say, I am nuts for this king.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't shriveled from his duties. You can say that about him. Brooke, you're oddly silent with that creepy smile and no comments about scrotum.
Well, I talk about it a lot in biology class. If you want to know more about the dartos muscle, which is why they're wrinkly when it gets cold, I can talk about that.
Go on.
Well, there's a very specific muscle called dartos, and it's a smooth muscle, which means you don't have any control over it. But when you get cold, it'll actually contract, shrinking the scrotal sac, and thus protecting the testes from low temperatures.
I think Christine.
When that happened,
She does look
crown
like she's
falls
taking
off.
notes.
Dartos, cold, shrink.
I
I got so many notes. I
got notes on notes on notes.
got notes on notes.
Oh boy. All right,
You're-
so Genome is going to the bars. Who's coming with me to Lady Tolliver's?
I
If you
will.
need to let me, I'll come with you.
Oh, hey, why don't I do a little fun time? If we think we're going to be about an hour, do we all want to speak to each other telepathically during that hour so that we can communicate what our findings
Sure.
Oh my god,
are?
we have cell phones in this game.
We have
You
some.
do.
But we only have
You have
60
Bluetooth
minutes.
earpieces.
Yeah, you got an hour, and then they lose their charge. As long as we're within 30 feet, she could recast it. But I mean, if you're off, then you're off. So yeah, why not? I
Oh,
mean, we're
right.
in-
'Cause I was going to wonder if I could participate remotely from the bar.
You can.
But
you
no,
can. Oh no,
30
no.
feet.
You need to be 30 feet when it gets cast, and then you
Okay.
can go as far away. As
Yeah,
you
so you
want.
can.
I'm gonna go to the bar
Sweet.
with Norman.
Okay.
High five.
Fabulous.
Cool. Well, which bar do you want to go to? You have your choice. You have the Dancing Dryad, which is the casino slash bordello slash, I guess, like dance hall. You've got the Lizard's Boat, which is a converted boat into a tavern. Those are sort of mid-range options. You have the Flounder Pounder, which is distinctly low end and caters to clients occasionally being thrown overboard. And a recent competitor to that is the Drunken Urchin, which is competing for the low. But that is where the money is right now.
I mean, because we've been to the Flounder Pounder for sure.
You sure have.
I forget which one we like drank. There was some sort of a drinking contest.
That would be at the Flounder Pounder. Yeah, it's a gross
okay.
thing to drink contest, basically. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I mean, where would the king most likely show up? Maybe the one that's a boat?
The scuttlebutt is he's still a couple weeks out. So
Okay. Well, you're gonna have to really put some time in, Glenda. I hope you're okay with that.
Ugh. What's the coolest bar?
the coolest bar, well, probably the Lizard's Boat. It is a large two-masted ship that's been basically permanently installed into a little inlet, and one of the staff is a lizard man, and he was kind of a staple before lizard people got cool in these parts. There's been some, maybe you don't know the gossip yet, but the relationship between the lizard people and the town have improved since your intervention, and so there are more of them around. But until then, he was the only lizard guy in town, and he worked at the Lizard's Boat. It's run by a one-handed ranger.
I don't want to speak on behalf of the group, but I think Norman and I are the kind of people who'd go to the coolest spot.
Absolutely. Cool. So yeah, you guys are going to head to the Lizard's Boat, and Tergar and Jondron going to go to...
And Nim is coming as well.
And Nim going to Oak Island, where Lady Tolliver had held court. So that means, you can successfully get to Oak Island without having to cross Sharkfin Bridge, because
we're already there.
It is on that side. And did I figure out what that is? Oh, that's a person. So there is the small matter of a natural chasm which separates Oak Island from the rest of the mainland. When the tide is high, it becomes about a 60 to 80 foot wide river. And when the tide is low, it's a mere 10-foot creek. And we'll just find out what the tide is doing right now. High is high and low is low. So the tide is currently pretty high. That's about 40 feet wide worth of water streaming through there.
How the hell do people get across if they need to go?
It's a great question.
Well, I mean, I can cast... one of us, I'm sure, can cast Water Walk. Nim, I think you've got it. I've got it. Water Walk, is it a group thing, or is that...
I don't have Water Walk. I have Water Breathing.
I have Water Walk.
I think it's not a group thing. I think it's just
10 willing creatures you can see within range. So it is a group thing.
It is a group thing. I take it all back. Good thing I don't make the rules.
So I can cast Water Walk, and we'll just walk across. Ooh. And that lasts for an hour.
Excellent. Yeah, you cast that no problem, and you splish splash across the waves until you get to the other side. When you are on the other side, so you make your way through the island to get to the tree that Lyra had set up as her station on the island, and it is a massive oak that you recall has an inside that is bigger than the outside. And when last you were here, you were escorted here, but going through the island to this point, you are alone. You're not greeted by anybody, and you're not accosted. So
any fairies or anything like that?
No, exactly. It's a little bit barren, which is a bit odd to you, because normally it's a bit... Well, it's certainly odd in the context of being so vacant of greeting compared to when you were last here. You were very much greeted.
Could I do a perception check on the surroundings as we approach the abode, the tree?
What are you looking for?
Any signs of life or danger?
All right, sure, go for it.
The 28.
Natural 20.
20, yeah.
Okay. You don't detect any danger. In fact, it feels as natural as it normally should. Like it's in the winter right now, obviously, so things aren't growing as much as they usually are. But there's never a hard frost that will kill everything. Like the snow that's coming in now, it won't stay. It just gets these cold snaps and it turns the water into snow. So, but yeah, you don't detect any ambushes. You don't detect any danger. Your senses are keenly honed right now.
Okay. And I don't observe any life other than natural?
There are lots
fauna.
of birds and bugs and everything's flying around.
Okay.
But yeah, no fairies behind trees looking out at you or anything.
Should we go to the tree house?
Yes, it does seem rather odd, doesn't it? Didn't you say that when you came here with Norman, it was just positively bustling with life?
Yeah, and the fairies didn't quite like me very much, but they're not
No.
here, so
But bluebells or yellow dust or whatever her end name was certainly took a liking to Norman.
Yeah, well, I'm not fun like Norman.
You're not, Tergar. You're not at
No, I'm
all.
not.
No, you're
No.
quite a stick in the mud.
A little
Really
bit.
suck-
yeah.
I can hear all of this. By the way,
Oh, well, whatever.
so we are telepathically connected, right? That happened.
Yeah,
Y-
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just
Echoing here that Norman's the fun one. Anyways, more beer?
More beer.
Well,
Yeah.
Jojo, should we go knock on the door?
I think you should know.
All right, I'll go knock.
be right behind you.
Okay.
I'm here. I have your back.
All right. You knock on the oak tree. It is a resplendent knock. Like it's a very, very thick tree, or at least you think it would be until it kind of bends slightly and opens.
Oh, okay, good.
And yeah, indeed, on the inside, sort of peeking out, you see a male human in his mid-30s. You recognize him as one of Lyra's acolytes, a guy named Hegrin. And he sort of peers out at you and says, "Oh, hello! It's you, Tergar. You're here on Oak Island. Whoa, this is very fortunate."
Hello, Hagrin. I'm wondering if Lady Tolliver was present.
Oh no, she hasn't been here for some time now. It's
How
not since
long?
she disappeared about 4 weeks ago.
Hmm.
It's the strangest thing. We've been casting about trying to discover where she went, but nobody's been able to determine anything.
When she left, can you describe how she left?
Well, she seemed to be distracted for a couple of days, and then just one morning we all woke to start our usual tasks, and she wasn't anywhere to be found. We immediately went to the town council to see if maybe she'd been called away on some kind of business, but nobody there had seen her either.
And how was she acting before she left? Was she acting herself or a little bit different?
Well, not the most observant of people, but I would say she's
Hagrin,
been...
think! Hagrin, think!
Starts to cry. No, he says, she was distracted and not the most charitable that she had been previously. In the last months, I would say downright, a little bit mean, I would say.
Telepathically, I feel like this is where Nim's like, Grazit must have gained control over her at this point, and she wasn't acting upon her accord anymore.
And Tergar goes, That's, yeah. A grunt is worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
No, all of this is, remember, all of this is telepathic. The grunt.
Yeah, he
included.
grunts telepathically.
Oh,
yeah.
grunts telepathically. All right, Hagrid does not recoil.
So, I look, Hagrin, when I was last here, I was a bit taken aback by Lady Tolliver's, demeanor with me, and I wasn't expecting the reception that I got. Are you telling me that that was out of character for her?
Oh, yes. When I first met her several years ago, she was very kind, very giving of her time, but the last few months she was more introspective. I had just assumed that there were matters of great import that she had needed to put her attention to, and she left us more or less to our own devices to maintain the sanctity of the island.
Mm-hmm. And before this change in her personality, did she go anywhere? Did she go somewhere, come back, and she was different?
Yes, she did. She was away for about a month. She said she needed to investigate something. she wouldn't tell us what it was. She said we shouldn't worry about it.
And when she came back, she was different.
Indeed, she was quite different, yes.
And when she was different, did any strange people come here to visit other than my good friend Norman?
No. Well, I mean, we've had some pilgrims that come to the Oak Island to, reacquaint themselves with the nature of the isle, and but other druids have come to visit, but no one that we don't know.
Jojo, Nim, you have any questions for our friend Hagrin here?
Well, I do wonder how much of what Grazit told us is actually true. Do we think that Lady Tolliver and her 3 compatriots did actually put Grazit away, or was that entire thing a farce? It would be interesting to see if we could understand better the origins of that ziggurat and the placement of Grazit.
Was that inside
nods along
heads?
as if
All of that
that's
was
a good
still
question.
all of that is
Inside?
still inside
Okay.
the head. Yeah,
So we're just staring at each other, and Hagrin's,
we're just
looking around awkwardly.
Hagrin, I'm wondering, this may sound like an odd request, but I am wondering if you would allow us to go and investigate in Lady Tolliver's room. We're very worried about Lady Tolliver, and Hagrin, I need to tell you that we saw the lady just a few weeks ago, and I believe she's in very grave danger.
And he looks shocked. He says, well, of course.
Was in very great danger.
No, I believe
okay.
she's in grave danger
He's
still.
less shocked.
Right, but
Now
at
shocked
the very
again.
least, was.
Slowly less shocked again.
No,
But-
just she was definitely in grave danger before.
very
We
least.
confirmed that. Now we have enough evidence, or at least I do, to suggest that she's still in grave danger.
Quite possibly.
He looks like he's about to break. And he turns to you and says, listen, Tarragar, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I came here kind of, it was supposed to be temporary. I was to gain some experience with Lady Tolliver and maybe learn a few things and then move on to another placement, another adventure of my own. I don't know what we're doing here on the island. I mean, I know that we're meant to preserve the sanctity of it, but I don't know the deeper mysteries. I think maybe this is your responsibility more than mine.
Yes, I was going to say, without, trying to blow my own horn, but I believe I'm actually the ranking druid on this island now.
And he looks at you like, yep, freely admits that, yes.
Could you show me to a room then?
Yes, right this way. And he takes you to the room. And unless Glonda and Norman are actually still here and I just can't see them, I was going to suggest we move to the bar.
Yeah.
Christine is BRB'd.
Oh, she's Barabit? All right. Well, then we'll continue on with the home invasion that is on Oak Island.
Technically,
So-
it's my home now.
I suppose it is, yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Big
So
Lundgren is kind of looking at trinkets on the shelf and accidentally smashing them.
there are 2 other acolytes that dive to grab them as they are about to hit the ground. You're kind of a big deal now that you've showed up. So everybody has showed up. Hagrin and then the 2 other acolytes are here as well, lower level druids. For your reference, Hagrin is a level 4 druid, and the others are less than that.
Okay.
What is Terragard?
8.
Late.
Late 8.
So these are like druid interns.
Yes, exactly what they are. Very much feeling a little out of place.
What's the
So-
other druid intern's name?
I do have them written down somewhere, and I knew you were going to ask me that. So
We take very good notes, Andrew,
I know.
Yes.
including the Rainbow Deus Ex Machina that I have written in the middle here.
I have found them. There is Danat Tremzadu, who is a female human, and Kathzer Elidules, and she is an elven female druid. Oh, there's a fourth one too.
Funny with those names.
I will just copy and paste those into the
Oh,
chat
thank
for you
heavens.
because that's going to be super.
Which one of
easier
them
for
has
me.
joined Hegrin just now?
Everybody showed up.
Oh, they all did. Okay.
Ganat, Trimzadu,
Kathzer. Tamanta, there you are. Haven't seen you for ages, girl. They all show up.
All right. Look, you two, let's look around her room and see if we can see any evidence, a sign of perhaps where she went or what's going on with her. I truly believe this is one of the keys we need to discover, to find out perhaps how to rid ourselves of this this mortal foe that we have.
Do
Certain-
Nanat, Ketzar, or Tementa have any burning
That's Tementa.
have burning things they want to share with us that they've kind of felt
That's great.
that they didn't know?
They're right there. Why don't you ask? You don't need. Go ahead. Ask
I'm
them.
not going to steal away precious game time to give impersonations of these very non-player characters, other than to say that they mostly echo Hagrin's sentiment that she was not the Lyra that they had come to know. Tamanta especially has been here for some time, about a dozen years. So been here since Lyra actually took on a station here 12 years ago.
Tementa.
You look around. Yeah, her room is pretty Spartan. You don't find a whole lot there. You do find a journal that is tucked away in a desk. It's one of those fancy ones that's got a lock on it, and you don't have a key. But I mean, how tough can one of these locks be, really?
Mm-hmm. Well, let's unlock it.
Okay.
Either of you have unlocking abilities?
I have weapons.
I don't
Fight.
think so.
I can fight this lock.
This thing now.
No, I can't unlock stuff.
I have. Wait, do I have? No. Okay, that's by divinity that I'm thinking of. Okay, well, can I try to force the lock with my hands? Like,
Sure.
Yeah. What am I rolling?
That'll be a strength ability check. So roll your die 20 and add your strength to it.
That would
Your
be-
strength bonus, yeah.
Yeah, that would be 11.
You can't get the leverage, haven't got the right tool. It's super tough.
I
It
throw it
does
to
not
Jojo.
open.
Let him try.
Same D20.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Somehow your fingers are even more inept than Turgar's. Between the two of you, you just cannot find purchase on this.
What's your
thing.
strength, then?
My strength, yeah, no.
Yeah,
It's 0.
Is my key to
Oh,
see
yeah,
if
well.
fit in the hole.
Does
Can we give it to
your-
Nem to figure out how to open it?
You can do whatever you want.
So what are we trying to open? A box?
Her journal.
Oh, her journal. Okay. And it's just got a little tiny key on it. Can I first detect? She's magic-y. It's probably magic-y.
That's why we gave it to you.
Can I try dispel magic on it?
You can try if you want.
I'm going to try to do it at a level 4. I'll try to do it at level 4.
Okay, I believe you have to roll, and let me just double check what the rules on Dispel Magic are, because it happens all the time. Yes, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. It does not automatically end the effect of any spell, so it does not click open or anything like that, but I will have you roll and add your spell casting ability modifier.
Okay. Uh, 21.
21, that is enough. You hear it click with a there is a magic lock in place, and it is dispelled. So
may I just say
Oh.
booyah? Is that an appropriate
Very good.
exclamation?
Marilyn.
Right.
That's excellent. You're very good at what you do.
I chime in and I go, did somebody just say booyah? That's right.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop. I think that's a round of drinks over at the bar, if you will. Ho, ho, ho.
Nim!
Oh, I know. It's quite exciting.
So yeah,
All right.
the lock seems to be open.
Flip to the back. See what she was writing about before she left.
The back, so the last written pages, look something like a scrawl, like somebody who is not necessarily in full command of their faculties. In fact, the writing implement that was used has been sort of mashed around, and there are parodies of words there.
Wow.
You mean there's nothing actually legible?
Nothing actually legible. Backing it up to sort of maybe find something that's legible. It's sentiments, really. It's thoughts and feelings, and they all sort of give the impression of somebody who is struggling to keep it together. Wish I didn't feel this way. Sometimes I just want to kill that Hegrin. It's very intimate, and you feel a little bit uncomfortable reading this torment. But it is definitely has the feeling of somebody who is losing their grasp on reality.
How long of a timeline are we talking here for these journal entries demonstrating such struggles?
Scrolling way back, you see that she carefully dated the entries that she would make, and they were done faithfully every day. And then after a time, the dates start not showing up, which you maybe think, maybe this is where things started to run off the rails. So she's documenting life on the island, things that they had to do. They would take stock of interesting creatures they found, visitors to the island, that sort of thing. It's actually kind of a neat little testimony on what they actually did on the island, right up until the point that she apparently stopped caring absolutely. The name Turgar is actually bandied about in a couple of pages. Who is this man? Why is he in my dreams?
Oh, so I was in her dreams. Okay.
One day I wish to rip his throat out. That comes up.
It does?
Yeah. And then the next breath says, why can't I stop thinking about him? He's just so ruggedly handsome.
But could you say how long, like when was the first undated entry? Like we're just trying to figure out if this is like weeks or months or years.
You get a feeling that maybe this is like a 6-month journey.
Which is how long we've been here?
No, I don't think you had been here for a month or for 6 months. I think it's been more like about 3 months.
Okay, so before we even got here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was having dreams about her before I got to Salt Marsh.
Yeah, like on our journey is when we all had our first dreams.
That's right.
When was that dated, like with the wanting to kill me?
It wasn't.
It's not dated.
That's right.
Okay. Physically in the book, is it feasible that so it's at the point where she stopped writing dates and being
Yes.
Okay, so it's when she's potentially under the grips of Grazit.
Yeah, one note that you do find, and it is dated, you sort of do the math as to when this would have been. It discusses the trip she's going to take to the Ziggurat, because she had detected...
okay,
She
great.
does note that she detected an underwater disturbance, or at least that she has... I should be more specific. She has associates that live under the sea. And they came to tell her one day that there was a great...
well, that's huge.
Yeah. There was a great disturbance in the force in the sea. They described it as an earthquake, but obviously doesn't really work the same way underwater. And we're concerned that it was nearby the area where the Ziggurat stands. And she actually suggested that she was going to go and check it out.
So this may be the trip that she took when she returned. She was different. So it might be that trip where
Yes.
she came back altered.
So she went to go check on the ziggurat?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
she was
and-
by the sea. It's sea elves, right? It's either that or the what are they called? Sahaugen?
Definitely not the Saugen. Those are the
Saugen
bad guys.
Yeah, no, but I mean,
It would
she was bad. But
probably sea elf. Matt's asking mermaids. No, in this case, sea elves. Remember Pizraeli, that guy that you found?
Pizraeli.
Oh, we all remember Pizraeli.
Oh, poor Pizraeli. Did he die, or he got back home?
He turned into a monster, didn't he?
No, he got back
Oh
home.
no,
I
wait,
think.
yeah, we did actually drop him off.
I think he lived, yeah. No, so it's a sea elf. But canonically can't be Pizraeli, it's got to be somebody else. So, yeah, it was one of them that brought the news. And yeah, she suggested she was going to set up her accommodations on the island of Cyber. And from there was going to tour over to the island where the ziggurat was to inspect it to make sure it was still in one piece. And then there is a delay, and then the journal takes on this darker, less coherent form.
Okay, so okay, so that we know that now we know what happened to her.
Yep.
The question is, where is she now? Because I think she could be important still. Because I still think we're going to end up having to face Grazit. And I think she's going to be a uncharmed. Tolliver's going to be a big part of us being able to defeat him. Because I think the info we got obviously was what he wanted us to know wasn't her. Because who would want to tear my throat out?
Yeah, really.
Okay, good. Off to the bar.
Let us swap our camera angle over to the lizard boat, where a party is underway. And it is one of many that seems to be happening, you gather, on an almost nightly basis. They're kind of doing these dress runs for what happens if the king shows up, guys? And then everybody runs to, and the boat sort of sets up real quick to have a fine display on hand. It's, everything looks really nice. There's a lot of fine brews on tap. Good food is available. For a pittance, you're able to eat and drink very well. You recall that the Lizard's boat is owned and operated by a woman named Kaylee Restanan. And she's an elf, and she has only got her right hand. Her left hand is missing. You don't necessarily know why that is the case, but anyway, she runs the boat, and she has an associate, a lizard man named Stick Tongue, and he seems to be a bouncer as well as a maitre d'. So you've been served a nice, probably set of brews and a meal on a folk castle, given that you guys are kind of a big deal. Anything else you want to do here while you're on the boat?
I think I convinced them. I role play as the king. They're running these king drills. It's like, okay, I'm going to go away, and I'm going to walk in, and you pretend like I'm the king, and I'll react like I'm the king, and then we'll see if you're ready or not.
Okay. They're up for it because they clearly need somebody to sort of play the role, and you're the ideal person for it, right? Absolutely.
And Glonda, I need you to side coach them if they do anything wrong, like you correct their activity right away, so I can stay in character.
You got it, King.
Okay.
All right.
So you and the
well.
Stickton sort of barks something out, and someone says, "It's the king, King Kimbertos Scody," and somebody brings a bugle to their lips and very poorly does the national anthem. And Kaylee saunters over and gives a low curtsy and says, "My liege, you honor us with your presence."
And I start
Please.
singing. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow.
Crowd joins in.
What a welcome. You know what? The next round's on me.
And the whole boat goes wild. Excellent.
Of course, and this is where I break characters. Like that's what the king would say. I'm not actually buying everybody a drink. Just FYI, I've just said that as a king. Okay, now I'm the king again. The next round's on me.
Everybody goes boo, and then you say the next round's on me, and they go yay, as if maybe they don't understand the concept of breaking character. On board the boat, having a meal of his own and sort of glad-handing with a couple of folks, you see Anders Solmore. He is the town councillor who has engaged you on many a project, and he's been in conversation with folks, but he noted your arrival and gave you a hearty wave as you were here. And eventually probably tries to find a way to get out of his conversation and come over and see you, but also gets that you have a very important role to play as the king, and doesn't want to get in the way of that. But eventually he does. Hey, you two.
Hey.
My goodness.
Hey, you. It's I remember you. Totally, 100%.
Anders Solmore, I've hired you on 3 adventures.
You sure did. And I will never forget that.
Nice. Turns to Glonda. Miss Drasm, so delightful to see you here again.
And you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you in character too?
You know what? After so long of saving the world, sometimes it's nice to just cut loose, you know?
Saving the world? What? I thought you were just out there to get your ship back.
I thought so too. And yet, the world needed saving. And who else but Glonda Thrasm, her good buddy Norman, and the rest of them who aren't here?
Well, I guess, yes. I have no doubt that you saved the world you did.
Thank you.
Please, tell us of this marvelous feat. People start sort of sauntering over, waiting for a story.
Okay, I get on a table.
Okay.
And I go, many moons ago, a demon was caught within a ziggurat. And then I
Hand goes up at the back.
Yeah?
What's a ziggurat?
You don't want to know! And then I'm going to just go into the whole story of everything.
Excellent.
And then I'll be like, what started as merely an adventure to get my rightful boat back turned into a headless druid! A religionless paladin! And 3 other guys who are doing okay.
And the rest.
I would love for you to give me a performance check to see how well this goes down. And you're going to roll that at advantage because you got kind of a...
20. It's a 20.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. Well, we have an opportunity to get some marvelous poor die rolling here.
God, I hope.
We all hope.
Performance, it's 16.
Yeah, and you roll at advantage, so you take 2 and take the better one. So you roll another one. See if you get better than a 10. It is not, so you get a 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a level of 4 minus in today's parlance.
It's true.
It's exceeding expectations.
It's
That's right.
more than satisfactory, for sure. So maybe it's the quality and quantity of beer that's been consumed. Maybe there's a lot of competing stories. Maybe you should be taller. Maybe that's the issue. Who knows? But you capture the first row, and there is some rapt attention. But others in the back, they maybe don't. Maybe you lost them at Ziggurat. Who knows? Either way, they
Right at the beginning.
Yeah, not everybody is into the story, but the people that are nearby, the ones that are closest, the ones that matter, and they appreciate it warmly, and they're putty in your hands. And at the end, Anders looks at you and says, Well, that's a harrowing tale. And you say this demon walks the earth, and even now?
I probably.
Wow, that is truly a terrifying thought. But maybe he's not as evil anymore. Is that what you're implying?
Probably.
Oh,
Maybe.
I think I need another drink.
Long live the king! Long live the king!
He raises his glass. He says, actually, now that you're back, we have kind of an issue with that whole lizard people thing that you brought to our attention. Turns out the Sahaugin, took over where they used to live, right? And, well, they might be on their way to kill us all.
Here?
Yeah, salt marsh everywhere along the coast. And we're kind of, as the council, we're kind of on a break right now, but we're trying to figure out what we should be doing about it.
Wait, the lizards?
No, the Sahagan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the lizard people have been trying to convince us that they're this big threat, and the town council isn't really interested in...
We need to get the lizard people on board.
It's like I heard a buzzing somewhere in the background. What is that noise?
That was telepathic. That was a
I know it's telepathic,
text
but
message.
he can't hear you, right? So he just hears the buzzing of the phone in your pocket.
Oh, okay.
And he looks at Glonda and says, maybe you could be heroes for Saltmarsh once more. We need information. We need to know if this threat is truly real.
I know just the gang of people.
And that, I think, is where we're going to leave it tonight. Because that was a marvelous little ending line. So, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 2 months. Who knows when we're going to get together again? It's going to be marvelous. That's the summer for you. But thanks for joining us again tonight. Does anybody got any parting words for the singles of folks at home?
Thank you for watching. Good evening, and Godspeed.
Mermaids!